Okay, so, and there are some folks at home, so that's why I'm recording this as well, who are not with us, who are quarantined. So I'm going to be posting this on Teams. All right, the example we have in class is this one, and I think on the back there's this one here. It's kind of interesting how this person kept all their lines. It's almost like they made it a design, kind of. But you don't have to do that. But it's pretty interesting how they did that. There's a lot going on there. So I'm going to be looking at this one as an example here. But for mine, I'm going to be doing the word love. So I'm going to have to put L-O-V-E, obviously. So I'm going to start with, let's see, I'm going to start with the horizon line, how we did with 1 point. Okay, folks, and you can follow along. What happened there? I don't know what I just did. Oh, there it goes. You can follow along with me here. No, you should do your own name or a positive word. What happened to my ruler? Oh, here it is. For those of you who are at home and you don't have a ruler, you can use an envelope. Or I saw some of you folding your paper, so that's okay too. I don't like folding my paper because I think it kind of messes with the paper, so I'm going to just use a ruler. If you want to be real technical, you can measure the paper, but you don't need to be that technical. Although, since I'm recording this, maybe I should be technical. I just want to show you in the future, if we are doing a grid, it's going to be important for you to know how to use a ruler. So typically when we measure in here, we use inches. So let's see how the height of our paper is 8.5. So what is half of 8.5? So half of 8 is 4, and then half of half is, what is half of half? Oh my, Let's see, 8.5 divided by 2. Where's the math people at? I'm gonna have to use my phone because this is an instructional need here. Or if you have the answer, please let me know. So 8.5, oh, you can't even see it on here, 0.5, oops. No! 8.5 divided by 2 is 4.25. So in measurement, 0.25 is 1/4 or a quarter. So that would mean it is something like, dear Lord, rulers. So if this is $1 and you're breaking it into 4 quarters, then this would be 1/4, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters. So 1/4 would be about, would be about here. All right, but we're doing 4 1/4, so I go to the 4. I don't know if you guys can see this. And again, I'm being very technical for people who are at home. You don't have to be this technical, but there are some people who like to be on point, and I don't blame them. So 4 and 1/4 is right. So 4 and 1/4 is right here. So I just found the middle of the paper here. If you're going to do what I'm doing, keep in mind that the ruler here is not the top, but it starts here. And why am I doing this? Because I don't like to fold the paper as well. All right. So I just found the middle, and now I can connect the points. Let me double check this is still recording. Sorry, you guys. Yes, it is. All right, I got the middle. And then if I want to measure what the middle of the paper is, the width of the paper is 11 inches. So what is half of 11 inches, you guys? We don't have any math folks in here. What's half of 11? What is it? 5.5? That sounds about right. Yes, I believe so. 5.5 plus 5.5 should be 11. Awesome, thank you. So 5.5 means 5.5. So 5.5 is right here. Thank you. And again, when we do grids, these measurements will be important to know how to use the ruler. So that's 5.5 there. And you kind of have to mark it in 2 spots in order to make it straight. And now I know why I don't like to use a ruler, because it involves math. All right, so now I have my horizon line, and I have my angle here. So ultimately, some of the examples had buildings on them. I think some of these up here had a building on them. So if I wanted to be to make your life a lot more challenging, I could have you draw this here. Although some people might actually find this interesting. If you're planning on being an architect, or if you're planning on working in construction, or if you're ever planning to remodel a home, so on and so forth, it would be important to know how to draw in this fashion. So if you want to challenge yourself and draw this, you're more than welcome to. I do have a whole lot of these copies here on the table up here. So notice 2-point perspective is you're going to have a vanishing point here and here. And then, of course, you have an angle here as well. So it also would be fun to maybe, walk around campus and find architecture buildings that have a 2-point perspective and take a picture of them, because in the future you might want to draw them. But anywho, if you want to challenge yourself, you're more than welcome to. I feel like this is more of an art 2 thing to do. All right, so we're going to keep it simple and just make words in 2-point perspective, or letters in 2-point perspective. So the next step is, let's see, I'm going to use the word love. So I know obviously the letter O is going to go here somewhere, and then you decide how big you want the letters. Obviously, if you have not so many letters, you can kind of space them out a little bit more. If you have a lot of letters, then you probably want to scoot them together. Okay, the next step would be to add your vanishing points. So I'm going to put a dot here as one of my vanishing points. Oops, can you see it? Yeah. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if I can make this darker, 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 darker. Is that making it darker or lighter? I should be making it darker. Hopefully I didn't make it too dark. All right, I'm gonna put the other vanishing point on this side. Okay, I think I'm gonna start from the inside and work my way out. And then I have to figure out where the angle goes. So I want my letters, you decide how tall you want your letters to be. Eric, the expectation is you're working alongside with me here. Okay. So let's see. So I'm gonna make my letters about this tall, so that they take up the majority of the paper. So as we're drawing and as we've been drawing, you always have to consider the principle of balance. Because if something's not balanced, it's not going to look right. Or if you have too much space in between your letters, then it's not going to look quite right, right? So you have to plan the spacing of it. Okay, so then I think I'm going to go ahead and just take my ruler and connect this point here to my vanishing point. So then I know, okay, my letters have to fit within this given space. And if we need to take some artistic license, we will. But at first, you want to work within the rules. How much more time do we have? Okay, so in essence, I'm making a diamond here, a diamond shape. Okay, so now I know I got to fit my letters within this diamond, right? Okay, so the other tricky part will be making sure that they're at an angle, and then also that you can see this portion of the letter. So on this end, we're seeing the right side of the letters. On the left end, we're seeing the left side of the letter. So that, right? Do you have that right? Yeah, this is left side. And then we're seeing the right. So it's kind of flip-flopped. All right, so I'm going to start with the O here. And I know for a lot of students, this is the tricky part because they don't necessarily know how to make a shape of a letter. So typically what I do is I start with the shape of the letters. So I know obviously an O, and I have to elongate it because it has to fit within that triangle. And of course, I'm trying to draw lightly until I'm sure of my line. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Can you guys see it? I'm going to take that as a yes. All right. So I got my O right here. And again, I'm trying to fit it within this this diamond. Trying to make sure, let's see. Okay, we got plenty of time. And you can do your shapes of your letters any way you want to. Just make sure they are shapes and not lines. So right now, for example, this V is just a line. So I have to turn it into a shape, obviously. So I'm going to work from the inside out because ultimately, again, I'm trying to space them out. And Kind of crazy how when you go to, have you noticed at Walmart, they already have Valentine's stuff up? I don't know if you guys have noticed. And we just finished Christmas, but they're already preparing for the next holiday. They're already trying to sell you some more stuff. What comes after January? That's right. All right, so I got my V right here. I don't know if I want to do something with the bottom, but I think I'm just going to keep it simple. Okay, the E is right here. So notice that I have to keep in track with the vanishing point there. So you can't just do the letter straight. You have to give it an angle. So again, just draw very lightly until you have your shape. And some students sometimes do have to use the internet to figure out how to draw the shape of a letter, and that's okay. So everything on this side is going to an angle. So that's, maybe I should show you here. So on my E, there is a line that's going, of course, this way, connected to the angle. You guys see that? And this should be connected to this line. This also should be connected to this line. This should also be connected to this vanishing point here. All right, hopefully you have an eraser handy because you're probably going to have to erase the sketchy marks on the inside. And again, I do have, I have some of these erasers up here if you want to check one out or use one or whatever. Since it's COVID, you might want to purchase your own eraser so we're not sharing cooties. All right, and then I just need to do the L over here on this side. So again, notice how I'm taking my time, so I'm not leaving too much space in between. And also drawing very lightly so that, and again, anything that is at an angle, so the L, the bottom of the L is going to be connected to this vanishing point over here. You don't have to use your ruler, but if you're the type of person that, has a tough time connecting the line, then I would recommend using a ruler. I shouldn't say type of person. It's not a type of person. It's just some people are more used to drawing than others. So let's see. You know what? I think I want to make my L wider. So I'm going to extend it out a little bit. I forgot that the bottom part extends out. So notice, if you haven't practiced drawing straight lines, then use your ruler to connect anything that is angled. So I got that angle going here at the bottom of the L, and trying to make this part a little bit longer. I was trying to give it a little bit of style too, kind of give the love a little bit of curvature. If you want to do stylized lines, you can, but it gets, if you're new to this, you want to just learn the basics first. And then if you want to do, what am I trying to say? Like letters like this, you can, but I would recommend keeping it simple first. So it would be kind of fun to do the letters this way for love, but I'm just trying to keep them basic for right now. That's what I did here. I put like a heart, and then I did the musical note. But that's, if you're more advanced, then for sure, why not? That is the artistic license that we can take if you already know how to do perspective. Okay, so the L is looking a little bit smaller than all the other letters for some odd reason. I don't know. I think I need to make it wider. So you want your letters to be about the same width. All right, so I think it's about the same width, so I can start erasing the sketchy lines on the inside. Okay, so let's see. So don't rush. Take your time with this. Make sure your letters are all about the same size. So what do you think? Can you see the letters? Are they all about the same size, or is the L looking too thin? What do you think? This one here, is it matching the other letters? Yay, nay? Yes, yes, okay. All right, so yeah, I think it looks a little, you know what, also just because it's a little bit further away, obviously anything that's further from the front is going to get a little bit smaller. Just, you know what it is? This part right here is bothering me. It feels like it should be a little bit fatter right here on the bottom. Because it should kind of match this part right here. So I just made it a little bit fatter there. All right, and I guess I can erase this part too. Okay, how much more time do we have? All right, we got about 10 more minutes. Okay, so the next step is going to be adding the angles. So again, anything that is, any angle, this is an angle here, that is on this side of the paper will be on the right side, and anything on this side will be on the left side. You guys see this part? Okay, so that means that this angle here will be connecting to this vanishing point here. So you can use your ruler if you need to. So there would be a vanishing point going this way. And everywhere that there is a corner, there should be some sort of angle. So if you want to keep the lines, you can. I don't like seeing so many lines. I like to see the letters more so. But I do want to show you how to interconnect everything. So notice this goes, this corner connects to this vanishing point here. So you almost have to imagine that this is a building, right? So you have to figure, okay, if I was standing right here, what part of the building would I see? And obviously I'm seeing this side and the inside part as well. So here's another corner that should be connecting here, and here's another corner that should be connecting this way as well. Oh, I can hear the train. I didn't know we had a train out here. Can you guys hear it? Yeah, I've never heard the train out. I mean, I hear it all the time at home, but I have never heard the train out here. I know there's a train over there on, what is it, Cedar, but I didn't think it was operational. Okay, so then you got parallel lines that are going to go this way. So whatever's here is going to be repeated. You know what, and I want to start from the inside because that's really going to determine how wide the ones on the outside are. So this O is all over the place here. It would be fun to incorporate like money symbols. If I wanted to make a statement, maybe I would add, you know, a money symbol or something, but some people might wonder, how does love and money go together? Exactly. Or some people get married, you know, for the wrong reasons, so on and so forth. Or maybe the right reasons for them, who knows. So the O is also going to have an angle connecting to the opposite end. Okay. So if I was in front of this building, this O, would I see this side? I think I would see this part here. And I don't want it to look like a donut. And some people say that Valentine's is kind of, you know, like a commercial holiday for some people. Because technically, if you love somebody, you know, you're going to love them every day, not just on Valentine's Day. All right. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So at this point, I probably should start making everything darker so you can see. That's another reason why you should have your cell phone somewhere. Okay. All right, you guys. We most likely will be coloring this. So I'm still debating whether we should use color pencils or something else, but I think color pencils probably are the best bet. If you're at home and you don't have color pencils, no worries. You can just shade it in. Just as long as you have some contrast. So I'm trying to add some contrast to the lines here. Okay, so what do you think? Should I also add an angle on the inside? Doesn't seem like I would. Doesn't seem like I'd be able to see an angle on the inside. It seems like I would just see it on this side. Okay, with the V, it's a lot easier because it's all angular. So with the V, I know that the angle is on this side that connects to here. And I know that, see, so you might want to define your shape first before you start adding the angles. I wonder if I should put like a little, there we go. So again, once you're comfortable with the shape of your letters, maybe make them stand out a little bit more. All right, so I know that I'll be able to see this angle here. It should be connecting to this vanishing point here. And this should be connecting over here too. Same thing with the V. Remember, this part basically separates this two, so there should not be nothing going on in the middle, right? This, because basically, you know, if we, again, think about the building is not going to have a window in the middle where it bends, right? Unless it's like a flexible window. but otherwise there's no window in the middle. There should not be anything going on in this angle here, or this corner, I should say. Okay, so see, I'm almost done with this here. So we got the angle, and now everything else should be parallel. And parallel just means the same direction. So another parallel line here. This is going to get a little tricky because I think I made the V a little too close to the edge. All right, and then you can probably see this side too here. All right, and I can tell that the coloring part is going to be the fun part too. So there's another angle here. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if you'd be able to see these parts right here. I'm kind of confused on this. I think you would be able to see, there should be a connection here. Oops. So this one, I'm not sure what, parallel to this. This should also connect to this one here. So I should be showing you this part. And then of course you got that parallel line right here. All right, you guys, I think it looks about right. If you want to, you can erase all the extra lines or you can leave them in there. And then we're going to be adding either shading or coloring. If we're in the classroom, I think we're going to add color to make it interesting. And again, at home, if you don't have color pencils, then just shade in with a pencil. And we've covered shading last semester, so you should know how to shade. Worst comes to worst, you can just color it in, right? But you should be able to see what is the front of, or what is one side of the letter and what is the other side of the letter. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect or stop the recording.